now that we have studied how bones are formed, we looked into what we find in the bone tissue, what we find in the bone organ, we can go over the different functions our bones have. And the first one we see listed here is support. Our bones make up the skeleton. And our skeleton literally gives the structural framework of our body. Our skeleton supports the softer tissues that make up our body. I see our skeleton as the framework of a house. That is the thing that needs to go up so the other parts of the house can be placed on top. So our skeleton gives the support for our body. And obviously, within the skeleton, we have very important organs. And some of these organs, they are completely surrounded by bones. And the bones, they are there to protect that organ. So, for example, we have the cranial bones of our skull protecting the brain. And we have the vertebral column protecting our spinal cord. Our ribs protect the heart, the lungs, and also the major blood vessels that we have within the thoracic cavity. So obviously, protection is a function of the bone. Now, when we studied the endochondral ossification, you saw that at the edges of the long bones, we had cartilage, specifically hyaline cartilage. And that cartilage was very important to allow two bones to articulate, so to join, and then we have those two bones moving in specific directions. And those bones, then they serve as point of attachment for muscles. Now, muscles that attach to the skeletal system are called skeletal muscles. And when we have skeletal muscles attaching to the bones, and then these muscles contract and relax, we have the muscles causing the movement of the bone. In other words, we can move because we have muscles attaching to the bones, and when these muscles contract and relax, our bones that form the structural framework of our body move. When we were studying the bone tissue, what did you see? That we have crystallized mineral salts. And those mineral salts were mostly calcium and phosphate. So obviously, within our bones, we have minerals that are stored there. So you can see here that another function of the bone is mineral storage. And then we talked about osteoclasts, which are cells that crush up bone. They crush up bone, and consequently, they put all these minerals back into the bloodstream. And when that happens, we have the release of the minerals that were stored in the bone. We also covered that we have in the spongy bone the red bone marrow. And the red bone marrow is the place of production of blood cells. And we also talked about the fact that not all long bones have red bone marrow within their spongy bone when we reach adulthood. And when we reach adulthood, and we look at the edges of the long bones in the place where we have the spongy bone, in the great majority of the long bones, the red bone marrow was replaced by yellow bone marrow. And also we find yellow bone marrow in the medullary cavity, which is at the diaphysis of long bones. And do you remember what do we find in the yellow bone marrow? We find fat. And that's actually why the yellow bone marrow was named yellow, because fat is yellowish. When we look at that bone marrow, we see the color yellow. Now, if we have fat in the yellow bone marrow, you can conclude that our bones are a place for storage of fat, which is the last function we see listed here.